Hey guys, welcome. In my previous video, I offered a guide for understanding the new MFD, weapon groups, and power management system in the coming 3.24.2. And thank you for all your comments, liking and disliking. Thank you for sharing your opinions about this new system. One viewer said this regarding the new MFD and new HUD system. Absolutely awful design. The important data is small and not heads up. It's pretty, but less effective. The Alt and Speed letters should be in your face and not so small. Stupid design. The info should be in your line of sight, not off the side. The fact that you like this has nothing to do with the actual usage in combat. He is not wrong, because I have not tested that in combat. Just by the first look, that's why I said first sight, I feel like this is more clearer than before. But in actual combat, this is a problem. That's why another viewer said, LOL, try that in combat. Wait, I have to scroll down, ha ha ha. Another viewer said, my F4 and F5 are separated by a space between them, thank God, but I think my fat fingers will find a way to press F4 in the panic of time. Another viewer just offered us a great solution. Pull the F4 out of your keyboard. Not a bad choice, but WTF, seriously? The MFD look good, but the function is now. They should bring the triangle back, easier to adjust on the fly. They spent all this time developing this, and now, seriously, it's worse than before. Yeah, it says functionally, but I think the word is seriously, it's worse than before. What do you think? Then another viewer asked, how do I exactly make left mouse button and right mouse button be different guns in the same group? Great question. The answer is you can't. So one viewer replied, from what I understand, there is no longer a right mouse button fire group. You have to change the fire group with the scroll wheel. So in fire group 1, you could have laser, fire group 2, you could make ballistics, and fire group 3, you can make a shoot bows. But you can't fire the right mouse button from what I've been told. I hope I'm wrong and someone has figured out a way to use right mouse button again. Yes, I really hope. Until now, I have not figured out a way to use my right mouse button. I really hope someone else figure this out and let us know. But as of right now, this is a one trigger firing game. Speaking of this, let me show you another game, a 10-year-old game. Let's see how the weapon group and power management works in that game. And then we compare it with the current, the updated new system in Star Citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elite Dangerous. This is a 10-year-old game. You can see on Steam, it says release date April 2nd, 2015. And we are closing to 2025 now. And now, let me show you how the weapon groups works in this old game. And of course, if you play Elite Dangerous, you've already know this. If I hit the keybind to go to my fire group, let's unbind everything. So let's only look at the weapons. 2 burst laser, 2 pulse laser are my laser weapons. And projectile, multi-cannon, 3 multi-cannons are my, let's say, ballistic weapons. So first of all, in Elite Dangerous, you can set 8 weapon groups. So from A to H. In each weapon group, you can set trigger 1. I'm gonna set it to lasers. And then trigger 2. This is for my first weapon group. My second weapon group, I'm gonna reverse it. I'm gonna set my multi-cannon to trigger 1 and my laser to trigger 2. And my third weapon group, I'm gonna set everything to just trigger 1. And my fourth weapon group, I'm gonna set everything to just trigger 2. And now, of course, you have to press the keybind to go to your weapon group. You can see on the right-hand side of my screen, it says primary A. And you see all these pulse laser and burst laser here. This is my fire group A, trigger 1. On my left-hand side, secondary A is my trigger 2 for my fire group A. If I go to primary C, there is no secondary trigger for this. So that's why you see all my weapons are on my trigger 1. If I go to primary D, all my weapons are on my trigger 2. Okay, found an enemy here. So in my fire group 1, I'm gonna fire trigger 1. This is my laser. And I'm taking down the enemy shield. Okay, his shield is down. Now I'm gonna fire trigger 2. This is my multi-cannon to destroy enemy's hull. And he's dead. And now I'm gonna switch to weapon group 3. This will allow me to one trigger fire all weapons. And this is an enemy here, so fire all weapons. And he got melted really fast. So what this means is that Elite Dangerous is a 2-trigger game. And now let's go back to Star Citizen. Okay, so I just get on board my FAC Lightning, which I did the video yesterday, and I stored the ship. Now I just reclaimed the ship. Guess what? All my fire group is reset. I have to redo the fire group again. And there is no way that we can set primary trigger and secondary trigger. No option, at least from the MFD, I don't see an option. And now if we go to keybind, vehicle weapons, weapon preset fire. That's it. One trigger. By the way, this is a 3.24.2 PTU, and this is the keybind for it. Fire. One button. That's it. Let's go take a look at the current keybind in the PU. Okay, so this is the PU. I'm not gonna go in game. Let's just take a look at the option keybind. Vehicle weapons. In the very beginning of this drop down, you see fire weapon group all. One button. Fire group 1. One button. Fire group 2. 2 button. I mean, 1 button. If you have a third trigger on your HOTAS that you can use, you're actually using a weapon group 2. Right? So weapon group 1, weapon group 2, we can categorize them as weapon group 1 with 2 triggers. One primary for group 1, one secondary for fire group 2. And together they are one fire group 1. And then the second fire group is one trigger to fire all. This is actually good and convenient. It just oftentimes get messed up and the ship does not memorize it. Especially every time you switch between SCM mode and gun mode, you have to reset the weapon group. That is the most annoying thing. But the mechanism itself is good. And then comes 3.24.2, the new fire group system. It completely eliminated all these options. And everything just becomes one trigger. Here, one trigger, weapon preset, fire. That's it. But of course, you also have the weapon preset for EMP, quantum jammer, quantum snares, and QIDs. I'm waiting to try this out. But this is not the only problem. The biggest problem for this new system, I think, lies within power management. I did a detailed explanation of the power management in my previous video. So if you want to know that, please check it out. And what I want to say that the new power management system is much less efficient. Because in order to manage your power, before you have a power triangle, one button, you can give power to all weapons, or all shields, or all engines. Or one button, you can divert your power from engines to both weapons or shield. What you have to do right now, especially during combat, you have to use one keybind to, let's say, engines, to reduce your engine power first, to give pips into your capacitor, and then you have to use another keybind to increase the weapon, like this. I wonder if you set one keybind for reducing engine and increasing weapon. I wonder if that could work. You know what? Let's actually try it. Decrease engine, I set to one key, and increase weapon, I'm gonna set to the exactly same key. Let's try it. So decrease. Oh, there we go. We actually found a smart way to manage the power. when I lower 1 pip from my engine, 1 key, I'm giving 1 pip to my power, to my weapon. And this is another one. However, let's take a look at the Elite Dangerous power management. Running 2 big games in the same computer at the same time is a lot of stress. So on the bottom right corner, you see all those pips, those bars, up and down. You can see system, engine, weapon. And also says reset. This is a power management for Elite Dangerous. It's very simple. It's kind of like the power triangle in the previous Star Citizen. You can just use your arrow key, left arrow to system, right arrow to weapon, top arrow to engine, bottom arrow, reset. This is fast and simple, straightforward, very efficient during combat. More than that, you can even hear the sound difference. Listen, when I give power to system, it's a higher pitch. If I give power to engine, it's a lower pitch. If I give power to weapon, it's a lowest pitch. So even you don't look at this, by hearing the sound, if you're sensitive to the sound, you know which pip you are giving to which system. I can even make music out of it. In Elite Dangerous, you can also manage your ship power by going to the modules to manage all other systems which will require power. You can see my power usage is 98%, but I can totally shut down one of my shield boosters, and then my power usage goes to 94%. As for power management, Elite Dangerous is kind of like a combined system with power triangle and the pip system. In Star Citizen, well, you can't do this during combat. Like, okay, I'm gonna use my mouse to increase my engine. Oh, I need to run. I'm gonna increase my engine, or I'm gonna increase my weapon power. And one thing I know is you can actually shut down your shield like this, and then you can give more power to your engine. And actually, when you shut down your shield, it does not immediately add those power to your engines or your guns. Once you shut down your shield, it just gives those 4 pips into your capacitor. So even if you shut down your shield, you have to manually use your mouse to click the weapon to increase or decrease the power that you need. So is this a step back? That's why I'm using a question mark in the title of this video. Is this 1 step forward, 2 step backwards? I'd like to hear your thoughts about this. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.